Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition, where I think the plan is, from now on, I'm going to try to unlock areas to explore, because the areas that you explore are the places that you gain power. Once I've got all of the areas that you have available to explore unlocked, then I will start accumulating power in order to spend it on the bigger power necessities, which will hopefully be the story quests. For now, though, let us summon the War Council. The 18-hour task should be done by now, as it has been... I think it's actually been 24 hours since I've last played. My Lady Inquisitor, considerable as your support has been, I'm saddened to report my motion died on the Senate floor. Although I am hardly surprised, my fellows in the Magisterium don't enjoy the thought of having their freedom limited in any fashion. That was, however, hardly the point of the motion. It was a statement that needed to be made, and your support allowed me to make it far louder and clearer than I ever would have on my own. So I thank you. With any luck, this will draw support from those who feel as I do. It will also draw fire from the Venatori cultists still in the shadows, but I say, let them come. I will not back down in the face of such fools. I'm sending along a few things which I hope will aid your efforts, and we'll see what more I can drum up. Give my love to Dorian. The poor boy is such a hothouse orchid. What the hell does that mean? He must be wilting in the cold. Magister Mavaris Talani. What are... a hothouse orchid? To be fair, I don't know much about flowers, because that would require going outside. Although I suppose I can bring flowers indoors, though that would be crazy talk. The target was eliminated, and as expected, all other targets went into hiding. Duke Tithus did not locate our operatives during his search. Information the Duke found on the corpse revealed the smuggler's Venatori involvement. Duke Tithus has cut off trade with the Tevinter Imperium, and is thoroughly investigating his city. Hunter Fell is no longer subject to Venatori influence. Per his request, Operative Iron Bull will receive further intelligence reports to continue his efforts. Supplies from Saharan have also been dispatched. And then we also have... Commander, we conducted sweeps of the Storm Coast and determined where the Darkspawn are most concentrated. Our Ferelden-born soldiers are quite eager to see them driven back. Scout Harding. Alright. Let's see. Known for Ambrium as well as Obsidian. Okay, so that's just a resource collection. Quest. Our power is 7, so we can't really do much about anything. Okay, so right now on the Ferelden side of the map, there are only there's only the Disaster in the Deep Roads and the Investigate Frostback Basin, which would be another area to explore. Everything else is just gather resources, which... Summerstone and Vitriol. No, we don't want that. Hinterland resources. Elf fruit and onyx. Let's not dedicate one person without looking at what's going on the Orlais side of things. So the Liberate Emperors. That might be the next main story quest. But then there's also the Emerald Graves. I don't know if that's an area. Let's see, a source of herb, Rashvine, and Viridium mines. Okay, so just resources there. Ooh. That's the main Inquisitor's Path. And that's levels 12 to 15. So technically I'm not even expected to go down that path just yet. They want me to do the busy work first. And Western approach resources. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send everybody to get resources, because that seems to be the only remaining thing to do. We will send Josephine for elf fruit. I don't really know what else I need besides elf fruit. Cullen can go there. And Liliana can go there.
Inquisitor.
All right. And hopefully that amount of elf fruit will cap out what we need. All right, where shall we go from here? I'm thinking about going back to the Hinterlands, because we still have a bunch of quests to do there, and we are strong enough to take on, like, the level 12 quests. What I'm thinking of doing is starting... Should we save that for later? Let's save that for later. Let's start there. Help out Vivian. And this time, I suppose I should probably bring... Vivian with us. That way, like, the person who we're bringing for the quest is there for the quest. Like, Cassandra doesn't have any busy work quests for us, so... Like, I possibly could bring not Iron Bull, because he doesn't have... Although I suppose what I could probably do is consider respecking Iron Bull to be a sword and shield user. I don't have to have him as a two-handed warrior. I'll have to consider that. Oh, look, a tome. Vivian slightly approves. I'm glad we brought her over so that we could receive her slight approval. What is next on our tasks? So, like, this person needs herbs, but I don't have the Crystal Grace. I don't know where that actually is dropped. Blackwell wants stuff. All right, let's go back to the crossroads, see if we can swap out our parties.
Very well.
All right, I think I can turn in a requisition, though. Where was the requisition table? It's right over here. There we go. This needed iron and nugskin. Fantastic. All right, now let's go grab the thing that Blackwell wanted. All right, so there should be one of the warden's things here. Maps of the deep roads.
I think the Inquisition could benefit from this.
Blackwell greatly approves. Suppose that's good. And yeah, I'm... Like, you always... Like, you need so much elf fruit in this game. Like, it seems like I spend so much time just collecting elf fruit. Let's go find this corpse over there. And then we can make way west towards the camp that we didn't find, which was blocked off by the level 12 spiders again.
Inquisitor.
every area is blocked off by level 12 spiders. Like, I mentioned this before, and I mention it again now. Like, if you have areas which have a lot of different level varieties, it would be nice. How much damage that did? Okay, I'm fine. Still alive. If it was clearer as to... I'm still good. Excellent. Note that none of the other... Like, for some reason, I thought other allies would also get similar treatment. But no, they just teleport down you. I appreciate it when RPGs actually tell you levels for whatever area you're in. And maybe also kind of focus those levels... Like, have the Hinterlands just be, like, for one set of levels, instead of, like, this is your lower levels, and then we're just going to have a whole bunch of higher levels on the west side of the map. Why, hello, Outlaw! And they still level up with you, so, like, this game does have a little bit of both ideas. Where you have set levels, but once you go past that level... Like, the other enemies still keep up with you. It's not exactly like this area had a whole bunch of, like, levels 5 through 8s, while I was levels 5 through 8. But now that I'm level 10, they're level 10. So this game offers, like, almost, like, a little bit of both ideas, in that, hey, this area is going to be too tough for you to explore, and... the challenge is meant to be rebalanced as you grow stronger. Though by the time, like, you're level 10 and they're level 10, you'll have that many more options at your disposal. And that's one of the issues for any low-level character in an RPG, is just the lack of options. Heck, any video game in general, any intro character will always have a little bit, like, a lack of options in regards to fighting enemies. You've got a... Why are the trees on a small arc? You've got to fight your way forward a little bit before you get... to more than just your beginner abilities, which, like, it was one of the issues I mentioned that I had with Alan Wake 2, is, like, Alan Wake 2, well, this was an issue that I ran into because I missed one of the weapons. I walked by the shotgun that you get as Saga in the game, and I ended up just having the pistol for a very long time as her. So, because I didn't necessarily have other options to use in combat, like, it became a very limiting experience. So even though, like, these enemies that I'm fighting... Like, okay, I'm going to try to circle this point around. Even though the enemies I'm fighting still match up to your level, you still have all these extra spells and abilities to balance it in your favor. With any luck. Why, hello. I don't think this guy leveled up with me. It's like the random people that spawn are... That actually could be a little bit of a thing for this game. Like, the random people that spawn in the wilderness, those people spawn to your level. But the quest-based ability, or the specific quest monsters, they remain fixed. Well, we'll pick up more elf fruit as we ponder this orb we're not going to be able to ponder it that much, considering the fact that the next area is going to be closer to our level. And well, should I say everybody was already over-leveled when we tried to explore them compared to us. So we're going to be still a level or two underneath them. Like, everybody in my party is level 10. They're going to be level 12. Oh, this one's level 10. Hello, spider. Get back here. Ooh, and I'm almost level 11, though. So that'll be nice once that happens. The Gully of the Burnt Men. How did it get burned? How did it get burned? Bonus points if you know the reference. And then there's this campfire, and then there's this... What was your name again? Druffy. We passed Druffy by before, but we have no idea who's looking for Druffy. Yeah, we got to this rift, and that is where we stopped on our exploration, because we realized we were in over our heads. We weren't stopped by level 12 spiders, we were stopped by this rift of level 12 demons. Can I disrupt this rift? Am I close enough? There we go. Oh, hold on. Vivian, did I bother giving you the ability to, dispel? I think I did. Is that good enough? With any luck. It is! Fantastic. Despair demons, stop floating around the battlefield. Ah. Is that good? Are we done? Oh, nope, there's still that one. Let us... Oh. Can...
I've heard things about
Okay, now we're done.
It is properly Madame Vivienne, official mage to the Imperial Court.
Yes, that's what I heard. Not the title, the snotty bit.
However shall I recover from your condemnation?
You're still doing it. Can you even shut it off?
For you, my dear, no.
I can never not be snotty. Let's see. Snotty in the streets, snotty in the sheets? Maybe? You never know. Let's see. Malice has leveled up. What were we going for anyway? It's so long between levels. I don't think I cared that much about the spinning blades. Oh yeah. But we also got this, which I don't think I necessarily cared that much for. What does this one do? While you're in stealth and shortly after... Oh, man. And shortly after leaving it, your attacks ignore some of your target's armor. That is really good. We're going to have to make our way down to it, though. Which is fine. Because then we'll get this evade ability. which can cause them to hurt themselves? You can now move directly through the shadows to attack or retreat as needed. What does that mean practically? On a practical level, does that mean I go into stealth? Does that mean just my evasion is up? Alright, well, let's grab evasion for now. Not exactly the most exciting upgrade. Yes, I know, I'm aware of this. Okay, and then the camp is going to be to the west of us. Not too far, it seems. But I'm sure once we reach the camp, that might reveal nearby places to explore, things to see, stuff to do. Which will probably mean just, oh, there's a quest.
Shall we make camp or move on?
We'll make camp, which will probably mean more oculariums, astrariums, the usual. Let's grab this quest real quick, and then actually I'm thinking of going back to Skyhold to claim the resources quest. Endrin, they're telling everyone to leave until the mages and Templars stop burning everything down. I saw the way the merchants were looking, though. If we just flee, they'll pick our houses clean. I'm taking our little project to the cave in the hills up north. You know the one. It'll be safe there until this all blows over. What was the name of the bar in that movie? The Remington? The bar that you go to until things all blow over? Okay, let's head back to Skyhold real quick-like, so I can upgrade the Skyhold Garden and claim resource quests. Alright, so apparently I can turn in the items, artifacts found to Blackwell that I guess he wasn't there for.
Heard you found something that had to do with wardens. Would have liked to have seen it. I've been meaning to thank you. There are 100 things that need your attention. You didn't have to take the time to help me, and yet you did.
It was a good cause.
If the history you pursue benefits the Wardens, then it was worth it.
You've proven yourself to be an honorable woman. Principled. I've great admiration for you, and I've never been more certain in my decision to join you.
I'm just hiding the bad.
There will be opportunities for us to do even more in the future.
Then I look forward to it.
Are wardens being corrupted?
Varric's friend Hawk said there were suspicions of corruption in Grey Warden ranks. Do you know anything about that?
Corruption? What sort of corruption?
Corypheus. He's been known to influence the minds of Wardens.
Because of the Darkspawn blood.
Why so many have disappeared?
All but you. That's...
If this is true, then all Wardens are in danger. Even you. We'd better find your brothers.
I agree. If Hawk's given you an idea where to start, we should get moving immediately.
Nothing right now. Perhaps in a bit.
Okay. Let us go back to the... Oh, yeah. I'm able to do this. I still need the deft hands fine tools. Yeah, let's grab that. And then complete out everybody's. Wow, you spent 15 minutes and you got 3 elf roots. Big money. Big prizes.
Inquisitor.
I love it.
To work?
Like, you get so few resources out of these
Let's see
quests.
what we have.
Like, they're barely a replacement. They're more, they seem like more of an augmentation to, a present for Bianca quest. They seem like more of an augmentation to your own personal collecting. You're still expected to pick up every piece of elf fruit you find on your journey. Because if you're only getting, like, at maximum... Who are you even talking to? Like 12 elf fruit per hour. How do I upgrade the... I have the ability to upgrade the garden. But I don't know from where I can do that.
Where'd you learn to hammer?
Also, once I have an upgraded garden, invest in the garden space to increase utility while reflecting the Inquisition's needs. Increase the ability to grow herbs or create a chantry space to gather resources from the faithful.
Consider it done. Oh, Bells, it's you. Morris. Sir Morris, I suppose. I am serving as quartermaster for Skyhold and its arriving throngs.
Well, I hope you take care of its throngs.
We have fair coin to restock. You and yours will be well served.
Are we well supplied?
How's it going? Do we have what we need?
Our capacity increases, as do our requests to suppliers. I've had to threaten some contracts. It was exhilarating.
Right,
Well.
kid.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
You know, for some reason I was expecting the garden thing to...
Stefan finally died. It was a blessing, really. He's been in so much pain since Haven. He was out of his mind at the end.
to do more, to do like a actual like change in Skyhold and not be like just a quest for power. Lisette, will you...
Thank you for Haven. Less so for Redcliffe, but I am committed to serve your worship.
Okay, I'll take that as to make myself feel better for the choice that I made. All right, back to Hinterlands. Actually, let's go. No, that's way over there. Let's actually go here and then north from here. There is a dragon there. We tried to head in this direction before, and it did not work out. We will try again now and see like how quickly we die when we head down this path. Like last time, oh there this fella is. I got set on fire pretty quickly. And then killed. But then again, this Dragonling is level 12. Hello. Are you going to do things? Are you going to land? How do I deal with you? Like, is there something that will enable me to knock this dragon out of the sky?
One less to worry about.
Also, people, don't stand right in the middle of a fire, unmoving. Like, move out of the fire. If you are being burned alive. Okay, let's go to this. Oh my gosh, people. Alright, well, let's go to this thing so we could hopefully find shards. I don't know if the dragon is still going to be floating around while we do this. Oh, there we go. And there. It yet seems as though the dragon has lost interest for the moment. The dragon is like, oh, you're doing some busy work? I'm not gonna stop you. Take care of those shard findings. Or am I supposed to have like just hit it with ranged weapons until it gets knocked down? Or is there like a specific spot that I need to be standing in where it will come down to fight me? Also, I'm always a little bit disappointed. Like, when you're the only person that the enemy has detected, like, stealth abilities don't work. Which always comes off as a little odd. Elfroot, of course, now we need more of it because we used up Elfroot in order to make our little garden. Our non-existent garden at Skyhold. But yeah, the dragon has kind of stopped flying around in the distance. There are still dragonlings nearby. Like this fella, who's definitely nearby, but I cannot see him. He is one with the map. Oh, there he is. Ah, damn it. Alright, I might actually have to go back to a camp to restock my potions, because people are just sitting in fires and burning. But once again, it seems as though the dragon has left us. And I wonder, like, part of it, I'd imagine, is the fact that I went over and used the ocularium. Oh, hold on. Dragon has landed there. I presume, then, that means that I can go there to confront the dragon. And fight it that way. On solid ground. Well, let's grab these shards while we're here. Fight some dragonlings. Pick up some elf fruit. Yeah, and then we can collect shards on our way back to the camp so that we can go back, grab some potions, return back in this direction, confront the dragon, defeat it. Hopefully. I suppose there's no guarantee I'll be able to defeat it, but I will do my best. Shall we get rid of this dragonling first? Oh my gosh. There are a lot of scenarios where it seems like I target the enemy. It seems like I'm in good range, and then just miss completely. Okay. Now what is the... A platforming game this is not. But clearly somebody had aspirations... Oh my god. For Dragon Age platforming. Yep. There we go. But we need 18 shards in order to unlock the door that we're looking for. Because we might as well go all the way to the end of the hall. We no need to just stop like one process and then turn around and unlock the next door. Oh, shard is right there. All right, then let's actually just fast travel to the camp directly in front of us. And then...
Inquisitor.
Yep, that's me. Alright, let's head back up, see if the dragon is still in their position on the ground where I can confront them. Royal Elfroot. Fancy. Alright, actually it looks like they're going to be flying around a little bit, but we know where they land. And it is directly north. So what happens if we just go straight to their landing location? Oh, they just kind of... Oh, okay, maybe I just went north enough. And they beelined it over to the their fighting spot. I doubt I will be able to defeat it, but you know what? We can target it. We can see if we're able to do any damage whatsoever. Let us switch to Blackwall. Still can't target. Oh, he's level 12, so he's... Okay. We are going to send Sarah here. Vivian, you do your thing. I was gonna say, are you guys going to... Okay, I've barely done any damage. Okay, so we're not going to worry about the dragons for now. We'll worry about the western approach of the Hinterlands, and then later on we'll try to remember that they're here, because though they are still level 12, and we are level 11 or so, they're a little bit beyond our capacity. So for now, let's go back to this camp and weave our way around the western side of the Hinterlands. So the quest we're on now is we're trying to track down where Hessel has hidden stuff. Oh. Your guys are level 7. Again, every time I think I have a grasp as to how the leveling system of this game works, I get thrown off just a little bit. Where someone named Hessel has decided to hide his goods. He's decided, you know what? Things are dangerous. They're in this war. I'm going to take my stuff and go.
That cave could be the lair of these strange wolves.
All right, that actually could explain the level of those wolves. If this is more of a, if this is more of a quest type of deal. But yeah, he's decided to put his stuff in a cave. He's gone off from his house. Like, he's decided risking death by monsters is less dangerous than leaving his stuff to the merchants. Leaving his stuff to the wolves, that's fine. Oh, hello. Stop exploding. Oh, is the demon causing... Oh my gosh. Causing the wolves to behave strangely? Is that what's going on around these parts? But yeah, I don't think he had a very good plan there. Like, if you leave your stuff, but you can no longer access your stuff because it is filled with dangerous monsters, like, you would have been better off leaving it to the merchants. At worst, you could buy it back. Oh, a mosaic piece for our mosaic needs. I have no memory of that quest line. So we might or might not do that during this playthrough. It seems to require collecting a bunch of stuff, so as is the style of this game. So I will collect as much as I can, and what I miss will be forgotten by me. Is this your loot that you left behind? No. Did you leave behind onyx in this cave? Still no. How much? Crystal Grace. I need that for a thing. That's all you had? You had a belt? You couldn't take the belt with you? Not to say that every quest line needs to be the end-all, be-all upgrade that I need to make the experience incredibly easy, barely an inconvenience. But, like, at least it should kind of match the lore of the quest. Like, if you're like, I don't want merchants to steal my stuff, I'm going to risk my life by going to a cave north of here to store it, so they don't get their merchant hands on it. And it's just a belt. Just a singular... Like, it makes the whole quest line unbelievable. If you are really worried that someone is going to steal your belt and you don't have anywhere to put it, let's imagine that scenario. Let's say you need to get out of wherever you are and you don't have any room for one belt. Your pants already have a belt on it. Like, you'll look dumb, but just strap the belt onto yourself. Strap on the extra belt. Like, it doesn't need to be in the belt loops. You'll look like an anime character. But you'll be able to hold on to your belt that you hold so dear. The one item which allows you to hold extra grenades. Though I suppose that you could say that entire thing in regards to... Let's try that again. Dragon Age's inventory system as a reward, like finding items to gain power. Like, you get a lot of items in the game, but there are also a lot of items. This is one of those RPG things where you have a whole bunch of items that just are for percentages, for points. Like, what does +2 Constitution really, like, is that a benefit even when you find it at a low level? Is that really a benefit to anybody on your team? Having the ability to carry one extra grenade? I suppose it's not bad. But there's just a lot of just minimal upgrades. And one of the things I was talking about earlier is, like Alan Wake 2 has an upgrade system. But every upgrade you get is more meaningful. Like, whether it's passive or active. Whether it's just more health, whether it's the ability to regenerate health or stun enemies easier when using the flashlight. And, like, scaling down your upgrades too much can make those upgrades seem less meaningful in the process. Like, I suppose you don't want... You want players to feel like they're collecting stuff, that they're getting stuff, that they're upgrading their character. But if you're incrementing your upgrades to such a small degree, it devalues the upgrades themselves. It makes every single step up seem very, like, too gradual. What are we doing over here? Venatori killed with Dorian. Should we come back here with Dorian? No, we won't. We're already here.
We'll need to look around.
No, we won't. They're right there. We won't have to look around at anything. Oh, and then Dorian's approval is automatic. Fantastic. All right, let's head over to this astrarium. Design a... somewhat complex constellation. Hopefully not too complex. It kind of reminds me of Lost the game, which is probably not a good thing. But in Lost the game, Lost has one very specific puzzle. It's one of those voltage-based puzzles where you have to, like, swap out resistors in order to get, like, a specific output voltage. And it just does that one puzzle for, like, the whole game. And you just find more and more complex versions of the puzzle, which... it's not the most interesting choice. It doesn't offer much variety, and if that puzzle isn't interesting by itself, then it becomes tiresome. Come to me, my love. The dreams have guided you this far, and now I write these words with your own hand for you to read when you wake. It's kind of creepy. You are so close. Come to the tree on the hill where the stone lady stands, bearing Felendris, so that I know you, and we can finally be together forever. Again, so many red flags here. If somebody writes you a letter with your own hand while you were sleeping. Maybe I just, oh my gosh. Maybe I'm just not in tune with romance. All right. Are you guys participating? Those guys are participating. Nope, nope, he's gone.
Why would Corypheus send his Red Templars out here?
I don't know. Do you have an answer? Does anybody have an answer to this question? Oh, nope, there's still one more. Oh, no! This random forest creature was vaporized in the middle of our battle. Where are you guys going? Alright, well, let's go close this rift because it's here. Yeah. Like, yeah, these lesser terrors are level 7. But the open world folk are levels 11. Like, I feel like that's just more evidence to the idea that quests don't level with you. Only the random people you run into do. Which is odd. Alright, you can do that. We can just get rid of one guy. Excellent. That went well. Oh, and then there's that one way over there. Way down yonder. I still need to use your, Malice's, like, special insignia ability. Like, I've gotten enough stamina, energy, what have you, to use it. So I might as well do that at some point.
Is this the company you would present as the Inquisition?
I know, right? You people are weird.
Thank you for illustrating the point.
What, you think you're better than me?
It's nothing personal, dear. I am demonstrably better than most. That you so thoroughly prove it is hardly my fault.
Pretty sure she thinks she's better than me.
Wow, how did you figure this out?
This is truly, truly sad.
Oh my gosh. Who do I like less walking away from that conversation? Oh, it's Turda's lover. I don't care if it's the best land on the farm. The farmers remember the old ways and the old blood, and will honor that, just as I honor you twisting the old horseshoe nails into circles and sneaking them into the horses' saddles for luck. If the farmers want to leave that tree to honor Turda's leaf-eared lover, we'll let it be, and whatever we lose from the land will gain in loyalty. If I come back and find the tree gone and you and Braun blustering some story about it falling in a storm, I'll get the truth from Cena, and you'll be sleeping in those stables you love so much. All my love, Elena. Alright, let's head over to this astrarium that we passed by in order to close the rift. Hopefully it will be nice and easy. Like, extremely easy. Just, oh my god. Like, really hard to access because you have to go up a very specific ramp. But, oh, so easy to solve. Where? I thought it was... Oh. I was hoping I could avoid fighting this army of... Oh, this Red Templar has made an enemy of the bear community. We will use... Oh my gosh. The Red Templar as our temporary ally. Ah. Is there another? There is another, of course. Are we done fighting bad guys? We're done. Excellent. But we'll never be done collecting elf fruit. We'll be at the end of the game fighting the final boss. And we'll still be collecting elf fruit. Alright, what pattern do we need to create? This is remarkably easy, and I am perfectly fine with that. Is this supposed to be a boat? Constellation Paraquilius, referred to as a Voyager in common parlance. The constellation Paraquilius is commonly depicted as a ship, no ordinary ship, but rather the primitive vessels sailed by ancient peoples such as the Naromenians. The translation from ancient Tevene is usually across the sea, and lends credence to the idea that the Naromenians came to Thetis from elsewhere. Although most reputable scholars dispute this, especially considering those ancient peoples would likely have named these stars long before they undertook such a voyage. It sounds like you're trying to argue cause over causality. Oh, What is down this way? Is it a rift that needs closing? Cave that needs exploring? No, oh, jeez. An elf fruit supply? More elf fruit to supply the army with its needs. Oh, hello. Vivian, you are needed. Alright, so there are enemies in here. While Vivian has the torch, she won't be able to fight. That's fine. Oh my gosh. Or I don't think she'll be able to fight. Nope, she decided to just drop the torch. Oh, she can just drop the torch and pick it up. And a mosaic piece. Fantastic. I did not realize you could just pick it up and that outlaws would just be randomly wandering around these halls, hoping for the best. But alas, the belt of ranged defense is mine. I feel like they could have installed a few more braziers inside this building. Like, they installed the bare minimum of braziers. Another mosaic piece. Like, even with all of the braziers lit, like, this would be an incredibly dark room. Like, there isn't even a single one in this room. Is everybody just expected to walk around with torches all the time? Let's jump over to the camp. That way it refills our potions. Oh. And we're able to take it with us. I was not expecting that. I thought we would have to drop it. Like it would just disappear upon fast travel, but you know. Lost. Prize-winning Druffalo, Druffy. Ran when demons attacked, last seen down in the gully. Reward if found and returned to Farmstead. Well, we already know where Druffy is. So I guess let's go do that real quick, like. Oh, give me a home where the Druffalo roam. Is this an escort quest? It's an escort quest. Where the Druffalo roam, and the deer and the antelope play. Where seldom is heard a mysterious word, and the skies are all lonely all day. Druffy! Druffy, do you even want to go home? Oh my god. Why, Druffy? Why? Can you navigate this pass? Can you follow me up the river? Oh no. Druffy has taken damage. Very, very slight damage from falling. Off of that very, very slight. Okay, we're still making it across. Escort quests. Is there such a thing as a good escort quest? Like, off the top of my head, like the best escort quests are generally ones where like the person you're escorting isn't. You never really have to think about them. Like in The Last of Us, when you're playing as Joel, you never have to think about what Ellie is up to. In The Last of Us Part 2, when you're playing as Ellie, you never have to think about Dina. But I'm also reminded that I've never actually played through Ico, which itself is like a game entirely based on an escort quest. Druffy. We still got miles to go before we sleep. Druffy.
Everyone, look away. I need to find a place to pee.
Could you be more of an embarrassment in what the Inquisitor and I are trying to accomplish?
Everyone look over here. Vivian needs to pee.
Oh my god. Okay. Why, Druffy? Why? You're tearing me apart, Druffy. Okay, maybe I could lead him back to the road. Come on. Maybe this is the path that you are meant to go on. And then maybe we can go around these structures and then take the path over to the farm. I wish I could go back to the busy work. That was less painful. Do you need to cut through the farm? Is that what will satisfy you, Druffy? Is that what will satisfy your needs for path finding? You know what would fix this? Is if you had a Druffy calling whistle. And the Druffy calling whistle was like attached to a specific button. So you could just press button, Druffy will come. Press button again, Druffy will come. But, like, the fact that Druffy seems to want to only go down a specific path. And you just kind of have to guess the path that he wants to go down? Alright, this quest better get me a really big reward. Like a belt that holds +1 tonic, or a ring that's offers +3% to critical hit damage. Really, the big rewards that people want from RPGs. Druffalo owner, your Druffalo is back
I
home.
appreciate you finding her, and I'll see to it that this never happens again.
Yeah, you better see to it that that never happens again, because if that happens again, I will suffer. That's what would happen, is I will suffer. I was already suffering. Whew, that was painful. All right, let us move on. Ooh, what is over here? Damn it, Trebek. If only there was an opening for us to go into this building. Why am I speaking with Danette? Why am I here again? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, there we go. Master Danette, tell me.
You're the Inquisition, eh? Here you're trying to bring order back. It's high time someone did.
Oh,
Never
to
thought
get
you'd have a
horses
run
for
the
the
wild
Inquisition,
stuff.
I would imagine.
Name's Dennett. I served Arl Eamon for 30 years as horsemaster. I hear your Inquisition is looking for mounts.
That's right, the Inquisition is looking for a mighty steed to mount.
It is. Can you help us?
Not at the moment. I can't just send 100 of the finest horses in Ferelden down the road like you send a letter. Every bandit between here and Skyhold will be on them like flies on crap. You'll have mounts once I know they won't end up as a cold winter's breakfast.
That sounds more than reasonable.
Glad to hear it. My wife Elena manages the farms and Bron's in charge of my guards. They'll tell you what they need. Until then, you deserve something better than whatever knock-kneed plow neck they gave you. The chestnut over there is a purebred Ferelden forder. Take care of him, and he'll take care of you, Inquisition.
Oh, is this, do I have a mount now? Elena!
I heard what my man said. If you want our horses, then we need our farmers back safe in their fields. Since the breach appeared, the wolves have gone mad. They come after our men like beasts with the water sickness. You deal with the wolves, and our farmers will be safe again.
I've already done that.
The wolves should be back to normal now. There shouldn't be any further trouble.
That's good to hear. I'll send word to the farmers and let my husband know what you've done. It may not seem like much, but you've given this land hope it desperately needed. Thank you.
Excellent. I'm going to steal some of your elf fruit, though. Don't mind me. Hold on. No, the horse is in a different spot. That's fine. Let's talk to this fella. Braun.
The Master doesn't want me handing those refugees weapons until they've got any hope of defending themselves. If you put up a few watchtowers, we'd all have more warning before the next attack.
You said you had a way to help the refugees.
I do. There are too many hills in these parts, good places for raiders and bandits to gather. I've marked good spots on the map. You set up watchtowers there, I'll talk to the Master and get your people weapons.
Farewell.
All right. Ah. How am I sliding down the side of a fence? What about you?
Fancy trying out one of my courses?
What kind of racing are you talking about?
I set up a course over there with stakes in the ground. It's too narrow to race directly, so I time it with a sandglass. You try to ride the course before I call time.
I'll speak with you later.
Yeah, I have a horse. Now, supposedly, they talked about, like, there's a gallop button. But the gallop button... is no different, like the speed is no faster than the regular trot. So let's time ourselves from here to the other gate on the yard. Not with the calculator app. Stopwatch. There we go. So we're going to hit the stopwatch once we cross the gate. And then once we emerge from this side. All right. And now... that was 5.5 seconds. Yeah, slightly faster. 1 second faster. And now I can call my horse from wherever I am.
Fancy trying out one of my courses?
Sure, I'll try it out.
I'll try one of your courses.
Wonderful. Get your horse and I'll set up the stakes. You make time, I'll throw in some of the dress money Father gave me. Consider it a donation to the Inquisition.
All right. Let us try racing. Okay. Yeah, this still feels remarkably slow. Oh, there's a ocularium. So fast. Don't even know how we achieved such amazing speeds.
Nicely done. Fancy another race?
Sure.
Set up the next course.
Great. Go get mounted. I'll put up the stakes straight away.
All right, let us try race number 2. Going this way. Am I going to have to deal with enemies taking pot shots at me while I race? Or have enemies been turned off for the purposes of this quest? And, like, is there really anything that you can do to achieve a faster time? Like, other than just not crashing into things? Like, it doesn't really... You don't have multiple speeds. There's no acceleration or deceleration. It's just one constant flat speed. So, like, where is the challenge, should I say, to the race?
Nicely done. Fancy another race?
Set up the next course.
Great. Go get mounted. I'll put up the stakes straight away.
How many... Oh, final race. Thank goodness. Because, like, it's neat that they have it. But I feel like what you really need to do is you need to give your horse a means of acceleration. Like, even The Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time, has more meaningful horse races. Simply because there is the means of boosting your speed. And you have limitations on how you boost your speed. Is there such a thing as a game that has ever given you controls over a horse, where the horse literally controlled like a car, like you have like a gas, brakes, like you'd accelerate in any sort of like car racing game. Just transpose Forza controls onto horse racing. Does that exist? And look, it's the Ocularium. Like, I feel the only way for you to really lose at this race is to not gallop, to crash into a lot of things.
I'll be dipped. You've mastered every course I set up.
You'll be dipped? She'll be dipped, folks. You heard it right here. All right, let us use the Ocularium, and I think that's where I'm going to stop for the night. As I don't know how long this video is going to be once I cut down all of the spaces in between. Oh, no, wait, we still need to go back. No, we don't need to. But we unlocked the Bianca quest. But yeah, there's a lot of just kind of like wandering around when it comes to these stretches of gameplay. Which are not very, like, if they're not interesting to play, they're probably also not very interesting to watch. But it looks like we did unlock a task over in Skyhold. So let's actually head over there, possibly to upgrade Varric's crossbow, Bianca. Like, having Varric have a very specific weapon means, in theory, that his weapon never really upgrades. Because, like, with Sarah, for instance, she's changed out her bow several times. Whereas Bianca is required, you're required to upgrade it over several times, using grips, attachments. But if you never really get into the grips and attachments... Oh, hello.
Time today. You're one of the
plant seeds in Skyhold's nursery to grow herbs for crafting. Oh. Alright. Upgrades the garden to a chantry, bringing hope to all who seek it. A functional upgrade that brings a potential resource gain from the inspired, including gold from tithes. Upgrades the garden by committing the space to simple greenery and cultivation. A functional change that allows more herbs to be harvested. Skyhold Garden, where wither grows the simple scent of sprigs anew in furrowed soil. For on the vine are yours and mine, a bounty blessed by honest toil. Though brave in war and ways we are, and wander thus in victory, it's on the vine where yours and mine are graced with health and history. In home and hearth and battlefield, our sustenance is common held. If on the vine are yours and mine, and always there we are compelled. For turning home is not retreat, when home is why we fight at all. And on the vine is yours and mine, entreating in our heart the call. So of the boons you cannot buy, there are but two we're certain of. Not on the vine of yours and mine is first the cost of truest love. And that denied a purchase price, we turn our gaze to what's in hand. and of the vine are yours and mine. Tomato from our own land. Can I view the... Alright, so there is a change. Can I view the herbs that are growing? Does it become a special delivery?
Complete. Well,
What's the
how about
chart say
that?
about this? I never paid attention.
Alright, well, let's take a look in the task list. See if there's anything new, which I thought there was. If not, then we'll just send everybody to collect resources again. We will not bother reading about their discussions about the resource gains.
You read the report?
It was unusual.
We have received an offer of assistance. I'm unnerved but not opposed. It is not the first strange promise we've received, and likely will not be the last. The Inquisition has need, and we would provide. We have in our possession a mount of noble spirit, fallen in battle against rage, returned to life by a boundless urge to run and serve a worthy cause and noble master. Prove what your followers already believe, that your reach is beyond the realm, that even the forces of fate are your ally, that death is no barrier to victory. The Collective.
Let's see what we have.
Yeah, we got a bog unicorn. All right. Oh, hold on.
It is time. The Inquisitor commands a small kingdom. It is time to exercise the weight of her influence. There remain uninvolved and uncommitted lords and ladies, bands and isles, where they could not be engaged with plight or passion. They can be compelled through mercenary means. But there must be a display. Make it known that the Inquisition has weight, and the boons and the dispensions of the powerful will be open to you. Thereafter, she need not curry influence. She can simply buy it.
Do not display. We will show your reach by simply being where it is most beneficial. Grand March. A feat of your own to display the allied and powerful. Let's go with Cullen.
To work?
Liliana, heard your little birdies have had recent success picking up shiny things for the Inquisition. Maybe you can help me out. One of the apprentice smiths saw me walking by with my Bianca, and we struck up a conversation. The apprentice said he once met a Formari mage named Provident, who had ideas for improving the precision of siege engines, and wondered if they could be adapted for Bianca. And then he got into phrases like recoil dampening and rectilinear motion, and I politely excused myself. Could you tell your magpies to keep an eye out for the Provident or his designs? Obviously, I don't have trouble with Bianca's accuracy, but she does like it when Daddy gets her new fittings. I can certainly tell my agents to look out for this Provident, but I wouldn't get my hopes up. Since the Mage Rebellion, so many have been killed or lost. I wouldn't hold my breath for these designs either.
Let's see what we have.
I received some news from Averis. It seems her little resistance has drawn support, just as she hoped it would. Thing is, that support comes in the form of idealistic magisters with no real power, while the ones who might see her group as a threat are the true heavy hitters. Reading between the lines, I'd say Averis is in more hot water than she lets on. She's crafty, but she could use more help right about now, or the resistance might die on the vine. Up to you, but if you ask me, any enemies of the Venatori should be friends of ours. Alright, let's openly declare our support for the Resistance, and that's it for tonight. Got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.